Ever feel like everyone online is walking around with one of those fancy Cyber 6 shooters and you're stuck with like a rusty spork?
Okay, I love where this is going.
Right. Breaking into cybersecurity, it can feel that way. But today we're going to break it all down, make it make sense.
Love it.
We're going deep on Daniel Miessler's How to Build a Cybersecurity Career. This guy's guide. It's the real deal. No fluff, just straight up advice.
Absolutely. He cuts right to it. It's about practical skills, getting your hands dirty, not just racking up certs. Can you actually do the work? That's what matters.
Like anyone can buy a chef's hat, right? But can you bake?
Exactly.
Miessler starts at the foundation, and it's not just about being a coding whiz, though. Hey, that helps.
He dives into system administration, networking, even programming, understanding how systems work from the ground up. Like, you got to know the blueprints before you start defending the castle.
It's not enough to just find the vulnerabilities. You got to know why they're there. And the key to this, Miessler's big on it, building your own home lab.
Oh, yeah, get those hands dirty. He suggests setting up Active Directory like you're creating the control panel for a whole network. Deciding who gets access to what, the security policies, you're in charge.
Your own little cyber kingdom. And it gets even more intense. Running a website on Linux, building your own VPN.
Wow.
We're talking next level DIY cybersecurity here.
Yeah.
He gets specific too, diving into OpenBSD, known for its security, setting up a DNS server with DJB DNS.
So, like, for those who don't know, DNS is basically the internet's phone book. Takes those website names we use and translates them into the numbers computers understand.
Learning the secret language of the internet. He even talks about setting up an email server, using tools like Postfix or Qmail, SendMail.
It's like having a personal cybersecurity sensei guiding you step by step.
Right. And the best part, these aren't just theoretical exercises. This is real world stuff. Employers eat this up.
Oh, absolutely. It's one thing to say you can swim. It's another to jump in the pool and do a perfect crawl.
Okay, so you've got the foundation. You're navigating your own little cyber world. What's next? Projects. Miessler is all about projects.
And not just any projects. He challenges you to find real problems. Then use your skills to build solutions. Don't just tell me. Eshe show.
Exactly. Anyone can talk about building a robot. But to actually build one, even if it's a little janky,
that's where you stand out.
Miessler even shares a project he did early on. Automating the process of finding web app vulnerabilities.
Okay, that's next level. Imagine scanning websites for security holes, not manually, but with a tool you built.
That's the power of projects, right? Not just finding problems, but building the solutions.
Pure gold in cybersecurity.
You're like a cybersecurity detective, but you also invent your own gadgets.
I like it.
Speaking of showcasing your skills, Miessler has some, shall we say, strong opinions on building an online presence.
He doesn't mince words. Get a website, start a blog.
Yeah.
And for goodness sake, get on Twitter.
He's talking about being part of the community, engaging in conversations, sharing what you're learning, asking questions.
It's showing you're serious, that you're in it. And Twitter especially, he sees it as a meritocracy. What you say matters more than who you are.
He even says, start by just retweeting stuff you find interesting. Then add your own thoughts.
Curating your own little cybersecurity feed.
Exactly. LinkedIn too, but be strategic. Don't just connect with everyone. Find people doing work you admire, folks you've had real conversations with.
It's about quality, not quantity.
Building a network that helps you grow.
Because even the pros, they're on Twitter, debating, sharing ideas.
It's part of the job. Be yourself, be passionate, and let that shine through. We're back, diving deep into building that cybersecurity career. Before the break, we were talking about getting hands-on with projects, building your network.
But let's be real, the big C word is on everyone's mind.
You know it, certifications. Can't escape them.
Like a digital minefield out there. So many to choose from.
Don't worry, Miessler's got us covered. He breaks it down, no-nonsense style, of course. Starts with the basics. For those just dipping their toes into the cybersecurity waters, network, Linux, security.
Your foundational training, the ABCs of keeping systems and data safe.
Exactly. But he makes it clear, the real value, it's not about having them on your resume, it's about what you learn along the way.
Boot camp for your brain.
Love it. Okay, you've conquered the basics. Now Miessler lays out his trifecta. These are the certs that can really level you up. For those aiming for those senior roles, CISSP.
The gold standard. It shows employers you're serious about security management. You understand the big picture, risk management, architecture, even the legal stuff.
It's like the all-you-can-eat buffet of cybersecurity knowledge.
Come hungry, though.
Oh yeah, be ready to feast. To go with that CISSP, Meisler recommends an audit certification. CISA. C is IVM. For those who like to dig into the details, making sure everything is up to code.
You're the cybersecurity detective making sure everyone's playing by the rule?
Exactly. Now, to round out this trifecta, a technical certification. And Meisler, he's a big fan of the SANS Institute.
Oh, the SANS certs. Highly respected. They focus on practical skills. You've got GSEC for security operations, GCIA for intrusion detection.
So many choices. It's like picking your weapon of choice for the cybersecurity battlefield.
Right, and he even says that CISSP can be more valuable than a computer science degree in many companies.
Crazy, right? They care more about what you can DO. But here's the thing about certifications, and Meisler's clear on this. They're only as good as employers think they are.
So true. Do your research. Find out which certifications matter to the companies you want to work for, and focus on those.
Like learning a language. Gotta speak the right dialect. Now, we can't talk certifications without mentioning the elephant in the room, the CEH, Certified Ethical Hacker.
Ah, yes, the CEH. Ubiquitous, isn't it?
Everywhere. But Meisler, he's got opinions.
Get it if you must, he says, but don't go bragging about it.
Especially not to the seasoned pros.
It's a bit like showing up to a black tie event in jeans and a t-shirt.
Okay, I'm seeing the visual.
You might get some raised eyebrows.
So you've got the knowledge, you're building your portfolio, those certs are lined up. Are we ready to launch this cybersecurity career?
Hold your horses. All this means nothing if you're just a lone wolf in your cyber basement.
You got a network. And I don't just mean routers and switches.
Real life human interaction.
Exactly. Meisler's a big advocate for getting out there. Conferences are huge, he says.
Fantastic way to learn, meet people, stay ahead of the game.
And don't forget about the online world. Twitter, LinkedIn, even contributing to open source projects on GitHub.
Building your community, finding your people.
Meisler's all about starting small. Local OWASP meetups, B-sides events.
More intimate settings, you can connect with other security folks, attend workshops, even try your hand at presenting.
Getting comfortable speaking the language of cybersecurity.
Because, let's be honest, being able to explain complex technical stuff in a way that makes sense, that's a superpower.
Absolutely. And if you're feeling brave, he recommends DEF CON, at least once.
A whirlwind, that's for sure. Talks, workshops, hacking competitions, the Burning Man of cybersecurity.
But if DEF CON feels a bit much, there are smaller, more focused conferences. DerbyCon, ShmooCon, ThoughtCon.
He's a big fan of the single-track ones, like Enigma. Deep dives into specific topics.
Quality over quantity. Now, Meisler's all about giving back, too. He's a big advocate for contributing to open source projects.
A great way to get experience, improve existing tools, and get your name out there. He even gives you a script for reaching out to project maintainers. Hey, I love what you're doing. I have an idea to fix this issue. Can I send you a pull request?
It's a win-win. You get experience, the project benefits, and even if your coding skills aren't top-notch yet, there are other ways to contribute. Documentation, spreading the word.
Find your passion, add value.
And don't worry about recognition. It'll come. All right, before we get to actually landing that cybersecurity job, let's take a quick break. All right, we're back. Time to talk about actually landing that cybersecurity job. And Meisler, he keeps it real, as always. No such thing as entry level in this field, he says.
Nope, you're jumping in at intermediate, maybe even advanced. No time to be a newbie.
It's like trying to join a marathon halfway through. Gotta be ready to run.
Yeah.
This is where all that prep comes in. The home lab, the projects, the networking, even those certs.
You gotta prove yourself. Show, don't tell.
Exactly. Meisler gives an example from his own early days. He built a tool to automate finding web app vulnerabilities. He used some basic coding skills.
Turned a problem into a portfolio piece.
Exactly. Instead of just pointing out a leaky faucet,
Yeah.
you fixed it. Employers love that. They don't want someone who just spots problems. They need someone who solves them.
And he gets into the specifics. Managing security appliances, firewalls, intrusion prevention systems.
You're the gatekeeper.
Right. Knowing how to configure those systems, setting up logging, reporting. You're the guardian of the network.
And then there are those security questionnaires.
Oh, yeah. Those can be beasts.
Long, tedious, gotta know your stuff, and then some.
It's not enough to just check the boxes. You got to demonstrate you understand the why behind it all, tailor your answers to that specific company, their needs.
Like a job interview, but on paper? Then there's product evaluations.
Ah, yes. Management wants the latest and greatest, and it's your job to figure out if it's worth it.
You're the cybersecurity consultant. Endpoint protection, cloud security. Got to do your research.
Can't just go by the marketing hype. You need solid criteria. Present your findings clearly.
You're guiding the ship. Oh, and scripting skills. Meisler says those are golden.
Huge time saver.
Being able to whip up a quick script to automate something, pull some data, generate a report.
Like having a secret weapon.
Security reviews, too. Assessing a website, evaluating a potential acquisition target. Got to be thorough, objective.
And most importantly, provide solutions. Don't just point out weaknesses, offer ways to fix them.
You're not just a detective finding clues, you're helping to prevent the crime in the first place. But look, it's not all about tech skills, is it?
Nope. Got to be able to communicate, solve problems, think critically.
And a little diplomacy never hurts.
Essential. Meisler's big on professionalism, too.
More than just showing up on time.
Right. Being dependable, hitting deadlines, being someone people can rely on.
Building that trust. And here's the thing, tech skills might get your foot in the door, but it's those professional qualities that will take you further.
Absolutely. And don't forget the business side of things.
Ah, yes. Cybersecurity isn't just about protecting data. It's about protecting the bottom line.
You got to speak their language, explain those security risks in a way that makes sense to business leaders.
Because at the end of the day, security decisions are business decisions.
Exactly. If you can bridge that gap, explain why security matters to the bottom line.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
You're not just a tech person. You're a strategic advisor. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here. Skills, certifications, networking. But there's one more thing Meisler emphasizes, and it's a big one. And not just liking computers. He's talking about that drive to learn, to grow, to be truly engaged in the world of cybersecurity.
That curiosity, that excitement, that's what keeps you going.
Because let's face it, this field is not for the faint of heart. It's demanding, it's constantly changing.
But if you love it, if you're truly passionate about it,
that's what makes all the difference. You're not just building a career, you're joining a community. And together, we're making the digital world a safer place. That's it for this deep dive. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and keep exploring.